going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here. We're outside the Emirates. North London derby is 2 days away.
Here,
I know, hate around it. Always, don't know why we're here in enemy territory.
Literally, why are we here behind enemy lines to our preview?
Well, what else are we going to do, eh? For North London derby weekend.
It's literally horrible around here. I can't take it.
Obviously, everyone's sick and tired of the international break, but it's quite a way to come back into it. What are you thinking for the game?
Yeah, I would say I'm confident, but I don't actually think we're going to win. I think it's one of those games when you're overconfident and then you come away disappointed.
As a Spurs fan, you know, you've been through so many false dawns, you know, even now we're still like, I don't know, like, we're just so used to disappointment. It's weird coming into an away game in North London derby as favourites.
This is probably the first time that Arsenal have played at home against us and actually fearing the worst and thinking they're not going to thinking the best thing that can come away from is a draw.
Even last season, Arsenal were top of the league when we played them at the Emirates, so they went into that game as favourites. You know, interesting though that the bookies still have Arsenal as favourites for this game. But going for the team news in this game, awful news that Toby Alderweireld, he's going to be out, looks like, until after Christmas, so he's definitely missing the game. Wanyama's still a long-term injury, but good news that we have Dele Alli, Harry Winks, Harry Kane and Lloris look like they're all back for the game.
And Lamella apparently.
And apparently Lamella might be in the squad. Oh, that'll be
well, they've been saying that every game, so who knows?
Who knows if Lamella, that'll be a miracle if Lamella's in the squad.
Yeah, so I'm quite confidently predicting a lineup which will be Lloris in goal, a back three of Jan, Sanchez and Dyer.
Yeah.
Wing backs, I'm expecting it's going to be Trippier and Davis.
Yeah.
In the middle three of Eriksen, Winks and Dembele. Then up top I'm expecting Kane and Ali.
I think that's probably what Pochettino's going to go for. It's whether he wants to add the pace of Rose and Aurier, but Rose really isn't that fit, really.
Played 70 minutes for England.
I know, but he still doesn't look his sharpest. He looked all right. He didn't look terrible, but he's still not looking his sharpest. And Aurier, you don't, you know, people are saying, you know, in this kind of game, you don't want a red card or you don't want a rash decision. You want someone like Trippier who's just gonna, you know, you can rely upon, really. One other question would be, would you put Son up front and maybe drop Ali back? That's the only question you would have.
Out? That's
the problem. Do you drop Dembele or Winks? Because
I think you need Dembele in a game like this.
I agree. But do you need that pace from Son up front on the break?
I think Kane and Ali are more than good enough on the break.
Yeah,
Son can come off with a bit of come off the bench
if we need to change. I think this is a very interesting game because I think both teams really need a win here. We need a win if we're going to keep pace with City, who can't really afford to be dropping points at the moment. And Arsenal really need a win because their club is just on the verge of just meltdown all the time. And if they lose at home to Spurs, then that'll just be absolutely catastrophic for their season and just for the fan base. So they're obviously desperate for a win. I don't think a draw is good for either team, really. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you. But do you think Arsenal are going to come and sit up defensively, or they're going to attack?
No,
if they're attack, they're in trouble.
I think they are going to come at us, and I think that's going to play into our hands. Wilshere, even Jack Wilshere, he said pre-match
wheelchair in the closet for him,
just in case. Yeah, they don't even bring on a stretcher; it's just a wheelchair anymore when he's on the pitch. He said before the game in the pre-match that, you know, Arsenal are at home in this game, so he said obviously we have to get at Spurs, we have to go at them, and that's really going to play into our hands because we saw what happened to Liverpool, we saw what happened to Dortmund, we saw what happened to Madrid. When you come and attack Spurs, we have a really strong defence, and we have the players up front who can hurt anyone in the world.
Come at us,
so I really hope
see what happens.
And also what we're very good at is what I've seen is we are very good at stopping the opposition's big players from playing. If you see in the last 3 seasons, the last 3 draws that we had at the Emirates, who's been the scorers for Arsenal? Oxlade-Chamberlain got a goal. Wim own goal, and Kieran Gibbs got a goal. And in none of those games did Sanchez or Ozil get a sniff.
Sanchez scored at the White Hart Lane though.
He did score at White Hart Lane, but I'm saying was rare. It's a rare occasion that any of the big players kind of get anything. So
you're right.
So we are very good at kind of stopping the supply lines to the big players. So that's going to be an interesting point.
And anyway, who's their big player now? Sanchez doesn't give a fuck anymore.
Sanchez doesn't care. Ozil and Lacazette really, but Lacazette is a danger.
Will he start though? He rests him for the big games.
Yeah, I know. I mean, who knows what Wenger's going to do? But Lacazette, I think it's the first time really that they have a striker with pace up front who can run in behind, because they've been suffering with years of Giroud kind of holding the ball up.
And Giroud's out.
So it's going to be tough, I think, with Lacazette, but I think our defence is so strong, even without Toby, that we should be enough. What's your prediction for the game?
Originally in the last video I said 1-1. I'm feeling a bit more confident now.
I know,
so
trying to get more confident.
As the game, as it goes on, I'm leaning more towards a win, because I know that potentially we could go out and batter them 3-4-0 if it all goes to our hands. We could. We really could.
We have the potential to, but
it's not going to happen, obviously.
No, it won't happen.
But I'm saying we could. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Spurs. I'm changing my prediction a bit.
That was my prediction. I said 2-1. As I said, even in the big games, you rarely concede more than a goal. It's on very rare occasions that happens. So I can't see us conceding more than a goal. Maybe they'll get one. But I really think we have the weapons to really hurt them. Dembele to dominate the midfield. Harry Winks to really come in and show what he's worth, I think. And obviously Eriksen's on fire after the international break. After that hat-trick for Denmark, he's full of confidence.
Dyer says the best version of Eriksen he's ever seen.
Exactly. So no, we haven't seen Eriksen in this kind of form. And obviously Kane is going to be fit because of resting a whole international break, and Ali. So I'm kind of confident. I think a 2-1 win for Spurs is not out of the question here. We really need this win. I think it's set up for a classic. Both teams really going at it. So really looking forward to this game, and hopefully we can come away with that all-important 3 points.
Now loud and proud because of where we are.
Come on, you Spurs!